Hi guys, how are you today? So today I wanted to talk about throughout the years 7th grade, the year that I was 12 years old, or the year that I turned 12 anyway. So that would have been 1993 to 1994. And I went to the same middle school for 7th as I did for 6th, and my best friend was still Rachel when I was in 7th grade. I remember she and I had the same classes mostly, not completely, but mostly. And we had the science class together. And I remember like dressing in flannel and like oversized jeans, and low cut Converse was very, very popular then, and like a white t-shirt, like gangster or whatever, I guess. But I'm all girly, so I went to Anchor Blue. I'm sorry, I didn't have my thoughts completely gathered before I did this. I went to Anchor Blue and I bought these really, really cute flannel shirts. They were like cream, and one was cream and green, like a forest green, and one was cream and like a rose pink. And they were like the prettiest flannels I've ever seen. So I had the two of them, and my grandma bought them for me because she's awesome. So I brought them to school so that my best friend Rachel and I could both wear them. And of course, she could wear the green one because I was going to be wearing the pink one, which was so pretty. I wish I still had it. And I go into this science class. It was, I think, like the first period of the day. And the teacher had a bag full of formaldehyde frogs. And she was like, "You guys are going to cut up these frogs today. You're going to dissect frogs in class." And I was completely horrified. I thought that was just something I read about in books from like the 70s. I was like, "Are you kidding me? You have what used to be a live frog in that bag, and you want me to like take something sharp and like slice it open?" I was horrified. So they put this frog on my tray, and Rachel and I both stand there, and I think she went outside to throw up. We were like beyond revolted. I mean, I wouldn't have even have known where to start, let alone. But this other kid in the class, he like cut a perfect line down the middle of the frog and like took out all of the internal organs and like pinned them all neatly to the board around the frog. And it looked really cool when he was done, but it was still like I was so horrified at what we were doing. And inevitably somebody started throwing frog pieces around the room, and it was just really, really gross. And I hope to never repeat that kind of experience. I really hope they don't do that in schools anymore. But comment below and let me know if you guys had to dissect frogs in school, because oh my gosh, if you did and you didn't like it, I'm sorry. I know how you feel. And we had my brand new shirts on, both of us, and I was just like petrified that we were going to get frog juice on them. So there was that too. And then I remember that Rachel shared my locker with me, even though she was assigned her own. I didn't mind or anything because our lockers were pretty big and I didn't have that much stuff. So she knew the combination of my locker and everything. And on my 12th birthday, I went to school, and I was already having a really bad day and I was late, and I had gotten this ring a few months earlier from my uncle, which I should have gotten it. I should have gotten it to show you, just like the stupid pictures, which I told myself I was going to get before I started filming, and I did not do. So I'm going to stop the video, and it's going to be my own fault that I'm going to have to splice two pieces together, because I will be right back with a couple of things I want to show you guys. Okay? Well, that was a bunch of hype for almost nothing, because you know what? I was able to find the ring, which like ruins the whole buildup of the story. That did she lose the ring permanently, or did she find the ring? And I wasn't able to find a single stupid picture of me in 7th grade. I found a roll of pictures of stuff I photographed in 7th grade, but I could not for the life of me find pictures that I actually took. Like, of myself. Duh. Because I hated looking at myself so much that there aren't any. And I did take a class picture. When I was in 7th grade, I dressed in all black. I had a tight black shirt on and a black skirt, kind of like witchy down to my ankles, and I had like some fake diamond necklace and earrings on, and I thought I looked pretty good, but you know, in retrospect, I probably did not. But I thought I'd be able to find that at least, and I could not find anything. So anyway, because I keep talking about it, here's the ring. My uncle had gotten it for me, I think it was from Tijuana, but it might, no, Alvera Street, downtown in LA. It's from Alvera Street, this one. We went to Chinatown and Alvera Street that day, and I got like a little hand-blown glass dolphin. I can't speak apparently. I'm so flustered from not being able to find pictures. Hand-blown glass dolphin pendant, which I thought I lost as well and didn't lose, and then ended up, I think, breaking later, because I don't know that I still have it, but I got the ring and the necklace for that birthday, but I'd gotten them earlier or whatever. Anyway, point of the whole stupid thing, or no, I'd gotten them the year before. I got them. You guys don't even care, do you? I'm so sorry. So anyway, I got those when I turned 11, and here I am turning 12. It's my 12th birthday, and I'm at school. and I'm late, and I'm grumpy, and I thought I lost this ring, which I'm wearing right now to demonstrate that I did not lose the ring, but I thought I did. And my locker is jammed, which I had, alluded to something about my locker by saying Rachel had my combination cut. Why am I doing this? Why am I rambling? Spit the story out, Jackie. I'm sorry. So, trying to get my locker open and it won't open. I finally get it open, and like these balloons come tumbling out at me, like they were tied to the locker so I didn't lose any of them, and like all this other stuff, like streamers in my locker was decorated, and it was like so pretty, and it was like cupcakes in there and stuff, and a little note. And my negative grumpy butt, instead of being grateful, I like gather it all up and go like stomping into my first period class where everybody there knows it's my birthday and they're waiting for me because I didn't show up. And they're all sitting there and they're grinning, and like I walk through the door and they're all like, "Happy birthday, Jackie." And I'm like, "It is not happy. I was late and my locker was jammed and I lost my ring. And I hate surprises." So they're all just like staring at me like, "Whatever, you suck." And I was just like horrified because it was like the first time everyone was paying attention to me and being so nice. And I was like, "I don't want this." So that's what I get. I'm sure that was not my only moment, and I'm sure that didn't like make or break it. And I moved away at the end of that school year anyway, so it's not like anyone would probably even remember that except for me. But that happened. Let's see, what else? I had a birthday party for that birthday. I found pictures of that party actually. It was just some girls, and I think we had a pretty good time. We did our nails, big surprise with me, right? And we just sat around my room and like talked and gossiped, and I remember it being fun. I think I had invited boys, but I don't think any of them came, so it was just like, 10 girls in my room. And I remember getting from this girl that I thought was really, really cool. She gave me this dark green t-shirt from the Gap, and it was the only thing I owned from the Gap because we didn't buy like the higher end mall stuff, it was mostly like just Target or Kmart for me. So this shirt was like classy and fancy, and it was just a plain forest green t-shirt, but I wore the crap out of that for years, and it was like the nicest shirt, and I still wish I had it. It just vanished somewhere along the lines. A lot of my favorite clothes went away. I don't know how or why, but anyway, that's that. So yeah, it was my birthday in 7th grade. I mean, that was pretty memorable, I guess. I'm trying to think of what else happened that year. John, who was my best friend when I was in 5th grade and like who I talked to in 4th some a little bit, he had gone to a different middle school for 6th grade, or for half of 6th grade, or I'm not even sure exactly, but I'd pretty much forgotten about him was the point of this, because we didn't go to school together and we didn't stay in touch. And then one day, oh sorry, there's like something in my eye. One day he showed up at my middle school and he was like, "Hi, I go here now." And we bonded like so close. Like he became like my super, super best friend. Like we were together constantly, and he would come home from school with me every day, and we'd like hang out until it got dark and he had to go home. And he was so wonderful. We had so much fun together. And I just remember like Stephen King wrote in the short story The Body, which was turned into the movie Stand By Me, "There's nothing quite like the friends that you have when you're 12 years old." And it's really kind of true, I mean, I wish, like, I had a neighbor who was the same age as me. I think I've mentioned her before. When we were growing up, we were really good friends, and that year was like the year that she and I, like, I thought rebonded like so good, because when we were really young we played, and then when we started school, she was a grade below me, so we didn't really hang out as much. But I had her, and I had John, and the one thing that always made me sad was I had a nice swimming pool at that house, and remember I moved out of that house like a few months later. My birthday's in December, so I never got to have a pool party. Kind of bummer. But let's see, I'm trying to think. 7th grade. This is supposed to be specific to 7th grade. So the science class was gross, and I was in, oh my goodness, dead air, what's it called? The math with algebra. Oh my gosh, I'm really bad at algebra. It was the first year I took algebra. I took it in 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th grade before I finally gave up because I just couldn't get past basic algebra. I'm not very good with math. That was kind of the first year that I realized that just doing well on standardized testing wasn't enough. You had to actually like have some sort of, well-roundedness to you, and math, numbers, no, not working out. So that was very frustrating because it was the first time I couldn't like BS my way through school, and my grades started to really suffer. Let's see what else. I had a computer programming class that I thought was really fun. It was really basic, but we could make like screensaver things where our names like bounced around, and I remember not really knowing how to do very much of it. I think I just mostly copied and pasted from the kids sitting next to me. Cheatsy, I know, but that's probably also tied in with the not so good at math stuff. And that's really all I remember from 7th grade. Like I said, I was not very extracurricular. I had a couple friends. Oh, 7th grade was the first time I ever heard a Snoop Dogg album. My friend Kathy had it, and she loaned it to me, and I remember listening to it and being like, oh my gosh, I wonder what my parents would think if they had heard me listening to this or whatever. And I remember she had some clothes that I really, really liked, so I would ask her if I could borrow them. This, like, long green, forest green was, like, my favorite color at that time. Like, almost thermal, like a Henley, but not, like, buttoned like this one. Something like that, but, like, looser. And she had that, and then a pair of, like, black baggy jeans, and it was, like, my favorite outfit to borrow from her, and she'd let me once in a while. And then, she, like, got bleach stains on it, and she was still willing to let me borrow it, but I was such a brat. I was like, no, it's no good anymore now that it's got that, so whatever. And I had a forest green JanSport backpack, and then in 6th grade I had carried, they were, like, the woven, like, native-looking ones. I have one that's, like, neon rainbow now. This one was, like, pastel. I should also have pulled that out to show you an example, but like I said, I wasn't thinking, I'm just kind of talking. And at the end of 7th grade, I moved to Israel. So 8th grade was the first year that I did not go to a traditional American school. And that's, of course, a story for another video, but I guess I could talk a little bit about moving to Israel since this is the year that it happened before I go. It was pretty traumatic for me. Like I said, 7th grade was the year that I started really, like, starting to feel a little bit better. I'd always had anxiety. I never felt like I belonged. I had some friends in 7th grade that were, like, really important to me, so it didn't really matter that I didn't have a lot of friends because the ones I had were, like, perfect. And I had been to Israel. Something I should have mentioned in my Throughout the Years 6th grade video, I guess. I had been to Israel that winter with my dad and my sister Karen. He took just the two of us the winter break when I was in 6th grade, and we spent it there, and it was really fun, and it was a vacation, so of course it was really fun. He showed us a great time. That's where he's from. My dad's a native Israeli, and he had said to us at the time, how would you like living here? And I guess we were both like, yeah, that would be fine, because you don't think anything of it. You're a little kid and you don't think of the repercussions, and I wasn't that happy in America. So when I was in 7th grade, that was the year, that January of 94 was the year that a really, really big earthquake hit, and that coupled with, like, riots and all sorts of other crazy stuff happening in LA at the time prompted my parents to decide that it would be in everybody's best interest to move to Israel. And I couldn't even fathom that. I thought they were just, you know, bluffing or thinking about it. I didn't think there was any possibility of that actually happening. And lo and behold, by the time summer rolled around, we were going to go. They gave me some boxes, pack this stuff up, it'll be there in a few months, it's going to go on a ship, whatever, whatever. Can I bring John? No, you can't bring John. Well, then I don't want to go. I'll stay home with Grandma and Granddaddy. I'll go live at their house. I don't want to go. That doesn't sound good. No, you have to go. You're one of our kids, whatever. And I was like, no, I'm 12 years old. I want to stay home in America. I don't want to go to Israel. I'm finally almost happy here. This is where I need to be. I can't go to Israel. My parents were like, that's crap. You're a kid. You're coming to Israel. So we packed up all of our stuff. I was horrified. I was sobbing constantly. It was, you know, I was thinking I would be able to get through this video rather quickly because not that much happened to me in 7th grade, but now that I'm thinking about it, there's actually a lot. It was a really traumatic, like, landmark year, if that's the word. I can hear my cat crying at the door. Packing our stuff, and my friend John came over to the house the day that we left, and he gave me some letter that he said, don't read till you're on the plane, and just crying, and, like, I kept listening to the same songs over and over again, and just, like, praying that something, anything would happen on the way to the airport that would change it, and that this wouldn't be so, and that I wouldn't have to go do this because I didn't want to go, and it wasn't fair, and I was just, and I love Israel. I loved living there. I missed living there. I left part of my heart there. It's my home too, and I'm so grateful for the experience, but at the same time, going there, being 12, I didn't want to. My heart was shattered. My life was shattered. I was just getting a sense of self, and it was all being completely taken away from me. And I was so scared, and I wasn't confident in situations that were new, so I knew it wasn't going to be like a right away wonderful thing. I guess I'm going to have a lot more to talk about in my 8th grade video about when I lived in Israel, actually. It's kind of exciting to get to tell you guys, like, specifics about the whole thing. But yeah, I had a going away party at the end of the year. This is what reminded me, actually. I was talking about how I never got to have a pool party. It was going to be a pool party, a going away pool party, a goodbye party. And no one came. No one. I've had that happen a few times. Anyway, I have another video I want to film tonight, and it is much more uplifting than how horrified and brokenhearted I was at having to move to Israel. So I'm going to go and get this one uploaded onto my computer and ready to go up on YouTube, and I'll be back in a little bit, so if my clothes look the same in another video, that's why. I thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about my 7th grade year or want to hear anything else, please comment below and I will be more than happy to answer your questions. Or if you want to make your own throughout the year's 7th grade video, or when the year you were 12, and tell me stuff about your life, I would love that, because this is supposed to be interactive, guys. We're supposed to be here for each other, you know. My stuff sucked, your stuff might be better, your stuff might suck. Tell me about it, okay? Thank you so much. I'll see you guys. Bye.